Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and I have to say that today I'm actually pretty elated. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty chill with what's actually going on because Universal has decided to bring back The Hunt. Yeah, The Hunt, the controversial Blumhouse film, gets a new release date. It's actually going to be releasing on March 13th, Friday the 13th. So just a few weeks away, just 4 weeks away, we get to see The Hunt. And this is actually a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal for a couple of reasons. One, the movie is very much one of the most talked about movies that no one has seen yet. And the new trailer for The Hunt very much plays into that. Now, I would show you trailer footage, but this is Universal and they are notoriously terrible for false content ID claims. So I just can't do it. But if you recall, back in August, there were a couple national tragedies, and one in Texas and one in I think it was Dayton, Ohio. People were mercilessly gunned down, and right around that time, Universal got ready to release the marketing train for The Hunt, a satirical film about. Well, by the first trailer, what we saw was quote unquote deplorables being hunted by liberals in a bit of a dystopian future. Well, according to Wikipedia here, the premise for The Hunt is that it's loosely based on the 1924 short story, The Most Dangerous Game by Richard Connell. The film follows 12 strangers who mysteriously wake up in a clearing. They do not know where they are or how they got there. They discover that they've been chosen to be hunted in a game devised by a group of people from the rich elite. The hunters gather in a remote facility called the Manor House, but their sport gets derailed when one of the hunted, Crystal, fights back and starts killing them one by one. And here's the thing, it looked great. It looked like a good, violent, fun time. I saw the trailer for it last summer. When I saw Crawl, really enjoyed it. Was looking forward to seeing it, and I was pretty ticked off that it ended up getting pulled. I was really ticked off that it ended up getting pulled. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that people were just not happy with the movie because apparently, according to this, Universal Pictures cancels Hilary Swank film depicting liberal voters hunting Trump supporters. Now, the truth of the matter is, no one had seen the movie. No one had seen the movie, but because the line deplorables was uttered in the trailer, everyone lost their mind and immediately started calling it a movie about hunting Trump supporters. So much so that even Donald Trump himself got in on the action by complaining about it on Twitter. Now, he says here, liberal Hollywood is racist at the highest level and with the great anger and hate. They like to call themselves elite, but they are not elite. In fact, it is often the people that they so strongly oppose that are actually the elite. The movie coming out is made in order to inflame and cause chaos. They create their own violence, then try to blame others. They are true racists and are very bad for the country. Yeah, because that makes a lick of effing sense. If you would paid any bit attention to the satirical nature of it, the deplorables are actually the good guys fighting back against the liberal elite, which is the most ironic thing about the controversy, was that people legitimately were trying to paint this as being a movie where they were going to be taking out Trump supporters. Not the case. There have been many people who have seen it in LA. There have been many people who have talked about it, saying there's like not one mention of Trump, not one mention of anything with the current president. It's just a satirical take on our current society. And if you look at our current society, the liberals are generally considered the elite. We talked about this after the Oscars, right? When Robert Storms had his whole thing talking about the Joker and how it dealt with mental health issues and how it was like the class warfare. And I know Parasite has very similar themes. I'm not jumping on that train right now, but I mean, it has very similar themes. And so in this particular film, they are also playing up those similar themes, but they're doing it in a very over-the-top, violent, satirical way. But because no one had seen the movie yet, no one had a chance to see the movie yet, no one even bothered to wait until the film came out to truly judge it, they looked at what Trump says and Universal pulled the damn movie. And I was angry about that, 100% angry about that, because I thought that it was crap. I thought that it was really stupid. I did. I thought that it was very, very, very stupid to do. And I thought that it was irresponsible to do. And they should have said F you to the people who are upset and just released it. Because if they would have released it, they would have been standing up for their right for free expression. They would have been standing up for their right for free speech and all that stuff. And I think people would have come out in droves to watch the movie. Look, the thing is, this was before Joker. This was before Joker. This was even before the media started attacking Joker. Now, how funny is that, by the way? I just want to make that quick comparison here, really juxtaposition. When you had the Hunt get canceled by Universal, the media defended the movie. But then when Joker came out and a couple people in the media were saying, oh, this movie could cause violence, there was not one peep about the Hunt at all. And people were then attacking the media for making those claims. We live in very much clown world in many days. We live in clown world all the time. But when it comes to the Hunt itself, I think it's just going to be a movie that we've seen before. It's a very similar concept. The Most Dangerous Game is one of the oldest stories of all time. Men hunting men for sport. Just apply a different reason. We've seen this in so many movies. Battle Royale, the excellent Japanese book and film. The Condemned. That was a 2007 Steve Austin film that was very similar with prisoners being hunted. I mean, there's what is it? Hard Target. What was it? Surviving the Game with Ice-T back in the 90s. This is not an uncommon trend. This is not an uncommon story. But because they said the word deplorables, Trump supporters online completely melted. They completely melted. They went full on Snowflake and just melted, and got the movie pulled. And now it's back. And I have to say, I love the fact that they're actually leaning in to the controversy. I really do. I really like the fact that they're leaning into it. I think it's great that they're doing this. This is actually the poster itself, by the way, says here, a disturbance to our country, exploitative rather than opinionated, by the Daily Mail. Keep in mind, none of these people have seen the movie, right? People.com called it a political uproar, not appropriate from Time, shows Hollywood for really what it is, demented and evil, Fox News, dangerous, IndieWire, a sick murder fantasy, Deadline, a gory battle royale, comic book. I mean, none of these people had seen the movie. So all of these takes, all of these quotes were from people who hadn't actually watched the content and were judging everything about it based on the trailer. And that's way worse than Joker, because Joker, there's people who saw it before they went on their fear-mongering campaign. So for that, I give them just like the weest amount of credit. But this is a society we live in, where fake outrage, fake nonsense, all of this stuff is just ever present, and it's not going away. And so I, for one, am happy this movie is coming out on March 13th. I, for one, am going to be giving my money to this movie. I'm going to go see this film, and I'm going to review this movie for you because I want to see it. I want to see it because I want to see, for one, I want to see, is it as bad as they're saying? Which here, I'm just going to give you a pro tip. The answer to that is probably no. Probably not at all, right? Why would it be? It's a satirical movie, right? It's written by Damon Lindelof, coming off of Watchmen, where he satirized a lot of things that were going on, and people love that kind of stuff. So I do think this movie is going to find a lot of audiences. People are going to go out to go see it because they want to see whether or not it's going to be legit. They want to see whether or not it's going to be as abhorrent and terrible and a gory, sick fantasy and all those things that they're making it out to be before they even had the chance to watch it. Or even, as I said before, took into mind that the deplorables, the ones that they were so mad were being hunted, are the heroes of the film fighting back against the liberal elite. Funny, isn't it? Right? Just this movie at this point is legendary because Snowflakes got so mad and actually succeeded in getting it canceled. But they turned up for Joker to fight back against the media lies. I'll be very curious to see if we see that coming out of the liberals here, or even the deplorables that want to go check it out. And just so we're clear, the deplorable thing, I'm just using it because it was a line in the trailer. All right, I don't think if you're a Trump supporter, you're a deplorable. I don't think that at all. I have no issue with you if you're a Trump supporter. I don't agree with his politics. He's probably going to lose this year, but that's really where it's at. But I still think if you're going to talk about this movie, you owe it to yourself. Hell, in some aspects, you owe it to society and even your country to go and see it, to then make up your own damn mind. Don't watch a YouTube video review on it where you're going to have a biased slant Don't watch anyone else talk about this movie. That if you haven't seen it and you're going to be upset about it, you owe it to yourself to go see it. That is my challenge to you. Whether you are pro or against this thing, you owe it to yourself to see it before you come to a final determination. And I'll be very curious to see how that turns out. Anyway, I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, guys.